Number 89, Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol, as of 2018, has played in the league for 17 years. Who knows? He may retire, and he hasn't announced it yet. But as of 2018, he's played for four different NBA teams. He's played with the Memphis Grizzlies, Los Angeles Lakers, Chicago Bulls, and San Antonio Spurs. He usually plays the center position. He sometimes plays power forward, but he's mostly plays center. How valuable was Pau Gasol while he was winning championships with Kobe Bryant and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers? Well, he earned 13.9 win shares during the 2009 season and another 11 while he was defending the first title of his career. For perspective, Bryant earned 12.7 and 9.4 respectively. That's not to suggest Gasol is better than Bryant. You haven't seen the shooting guard pop up yet, have you? It's just to say that the Spaniard deserves more credit than he typically gets. Frankly, that's been the case throughout his career. Whether we're talking about the work he did as a lead player with the Memphis Grizzlies, as a co-star on the Lakers, in a new role in Chicago, or now in the San Antonio Spurs, one in which he's been absolutely fantastic. Even these last few years, the reports that Gasol has declined dramatically have been both premature and nonsensical. Speaking of being underrated, Gasol has earned more LMVP shares, 0.93, than all but 60 players throughout NBA history. But he's never earned a single MVP vote, and I'm not just talking about first place nods. That doesn't even make sense given how good he's been throughout. 88, Bob McAdoo. Bob McAdoo is a Hall of Famer, one-time MVP, five-time All-Star, and two-time NBA championship. Only six players have averaged more points in an NBA season than the 34.5 McAdoo put up for the Buffalo Braves in the 1974-1975 season, which occurred over a three-year run where he averaged 32.1 points and 13.8 rebounds. He never matched those numbers in later stints with the Knicks, Celtics, or Lakers, but old heads know. Number 87, Wes Unseld. Unseld played in the NBA for 13 years. He played from 1968 to 1981, and he only played for one team throughout his whole career, which is really rare nowadays, but it wasn't back then. He played for the Baltimore / Capital / Washington Bullets, whatever, and he usually played the center position. It's not easy for a 6'7" center to thrive in the NBA, and it's not as though Wes Unseld came around so early on in NBA history that he was playing against amazingly small competition. He was still an undersized big man as soon as he entered the league, and it just didn't matter. Unseld was a tenacious rebounder and a wall of muscle who couldn't be moved when he got his feet set. And while he was tough, he was also uniquely skilled. When you watch Kevin Love throw outlet passes in games this season, you'll inevitably hear throwback comparisons to Unseld, the original master of hitting teammates on breaks with ridiculous long-distance assists. Whether the Bullets were Washington, Capital, or Baltimore versions, Unseld was the foundation. He didn't put up big glamorous statistics, instead thriving on all the little things, while allowing his toughness to set the tone. Though he rarely led his team in win shares, it would be hard for anyone to claim he was anything but a leader all the same. 86, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is a two-time All-Star and an NBA champion. He always let his game do the talking. And dang, if he doesn't scream all-time great, he's already got two Defensive Player of the Year awards, a pair of All-NBA first-team nods, a ring, and a Finals MVP trophy to his name. He's only 26 Number 85, Neil Johnston. He had a pretty short NBA career for a player on this list. He played for only 8 years. He played from 1951 to 1959. And once again, he only played for one team. He only played for the Philadelphia Warriors, and he played the center position. Neil Johnston was the very definition of a one-man team during the 1950s, flat out carrying the Philadelphia Warriors, even if it didn't lead to all that much postseason success. No player in NBA history has earned more career contributions per season than Johnston's 40.94. He's actually racked up a record 106.7 in just a single year, his second, by earning a league-best 15.3 win shares while playing on a squad that went just 12-57. That's the conundrum that is Johnston in a nutshell. Again, he actually managed to earn more win shares than this team had wins, and the comparison wasn't even close in 1952-1953 season. He's also one of just 6 players with at least 4 LMVPs to his credit, and the other 5 are all in the top 50 of this list. While with his sweeping skyhook, Johnston was a man among boys in the early days of the NBA. A back injury ended his career early, unfortunately enough, and kept him from going toe-to-toe with Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, which surely would have allowed him to earn more name recognition than he currently enjoys. Number 84, Yao Ming. Yao Ming was born September 12, 1980, and he is a Chinese retired professional basketball player who played for the Shanghai Sharks of the Chinese Basketball Association and the Houston Rockets of the NBA. He was selected to start for the Western Conference in the NBA All-Star Game 8 times and was named to the All-NBA team 5 times. At the time of his final season, he was the tallest active player in the NBA at 7 foot 6 inches. He is the only player outside of the United States to lead the NBA in All-Star voting. Yao, who was born in Shanghai, China, started playing for the Shanghai Sharks as a teenager and played on their senior team for 5 years in the CBA, winning a championship in his final year. After negotiating with the CBA and the Sharks to secure his release, Yao was selected by the Houston Rockets as the first overall pick in the 2002 NBA Draft. He reached the NBA playoffs 4 times, and the Rockets won the first-round series in the 2009 postseason, the first playoff series victory since 1997. In July 2011, Yao announced his retirement from professional basketball because of a series of foot and ankle injuries, which forced him to miss 250 games in his last 6 seasons. In 8 seasons with the Rockets, Yao ranked 6th among franchise leaders in total points and total rebounds, and 2nd in total blocks. Yao is one of China's best-known athletes with sponsorships with several major companies. His rookie year in the NBA was the subject of a documentary film, The Year of the Yao, and he co-wrote along with NBA analyst Rick Butcher an autobiography titled Yao, A Life in Two Worlds. In April 2016, Yao was elected into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson. Number 83, Bill Walton. Bill Walton played in the NBA for 13 years, from 1974 to 1987, and he played with 3 teams throughout his career. He played with the Portland Trail Blazers, the San Diego Los Angeles Clippers, and the Boston Celtics, and he played the center position. This may be the first ranking that actually shocks many of you. Bill Walton was an unquestioned Hall of Famer, a player who's commonly viewed as one of the 30 best of all time. A terrific two-way big, he's the center who was responsible for one of the greatest 2-year runs of all time, when he carried the Portland Trail Blazers to a title in 1977 and then dominated the following season. But this is about careers, and a 2-year run, no matter how good it may have been, only matters so much. Ultimately, Walton played in just 468 career games due to his several injuries, and save his first season with the San Diego Clippers, he simply wasn't a dominant player after leaving Rip City behind. Over the last 5 campaigns of his career, which make up more than half of his games played, he posted just 10 points and 8.1 rebounds per game, earning a 17.4 PER that's only a tad higher than the league average. Walton's 9.41 career contributions per season are the only single-digit mark of any top 100 player. No player earned fewer total career contributions, and even with his incredible title run in 1977, his advanced shares and playoff performance score are by no means among the elites. At his best, Walton was one of the 25 greatest players in NBA history, but unfortunately, injuries prevented him from being at his best for the vast majority of his career. Number 82, Chris Bosh. As of 2018, Chris Bosh has played in the NBA for 15 years. He has played from 2003 to 2017, even though he keeps hinting at comebacks for the past few months. But as of now, he has not played in the NBA since 2017. He has played with 2 teams throughout his whole career as of 2018. He has played with the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat, and he plays the power forward position. Seeing Bosh ahead of Walton might be a bit strange. After all, Walton's peak was vastly superior to Bosh's, even if the current Miami Heat star has both dominated as a team leader and fit in perfectly as a third wheel on a championship-winning squad. But Bosh's career as a whole is quite a bit better, especially since he's dominating the rate statistics and metrics while playing over 300 additional games and counting potentially. Once Bosh recovers fully from the blood clots in his lung, he'll get right back to proving just that if he really makes a comeback. Number 81, Pete Maravich. Known for his shaggy hair, floppy socks, and flick-of-the-wrist flair, Pistol Pete Maravich shattered every college basketball scoring record, including career points with 3,667 and single season averages of 44.5 points per game in just 3 years at LSU before becoming a five-time NBA All-Star and Naismith Hall of Famer. In 1988, Maravich tragically passed away at the age of 40 while playing pickup ball. Number 80, Mitch Richmond. He played in the NBA for 14 years from 1988 to 2002, and he played with 4 teams throughout his whole career, with the Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, Washington Wizards, and Los Angeles Lakers, and he was a shooting guard. Though he was most famous for his days playing alongside Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin, forming the Run TMC trio for the Golden State Warriors, Mitch Richmond was actually at his best when he joined the Sacramento Kings. After all, that's where he made all 6 of his All-Star appearances in a 7-year span, no less, and kept averaging at least 20 points per game one season after another. The only thing you could really put against him was his playoff success. He only made past the first round of the playoffs 3 times. One of those runs led to a ring with the Los Angeles Lakers, but the shooting guard only logged 4 minutes of action throughout the entire 2002 postseason. Nonetheless, Richmond was quite valuable during his career.